Hi everybody, Avana Intuitive here with our weekly energy reading for the week of May 15th, 2025, or whenever you find this video. Of course, it's for entertainment purposes only, but please like, share, and subscribe as of course it helps the channel, and thank you for being here. This week, I am going to pull cards from this Star Tarot deck from Cathy McClelland. I'm going to use the Spirit Animal Oracle from Colette Baron-Reid for a clarifying card. And for our 3-card pick, I'm going to use the Enchanted Map Oracle Cards by Colette Baron-Reid. So let's get started right away. I'm going to shuffle the Star Tarot deck here. And again, for entertainment purposes only, of course, if it resonates, that's fine. And if it doesn't resonate, that's fine too. If the message resonates, that's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. And again, for entertainment purposes only, I think I said that 3 times already. But, just keeping in mind that whatever the message is, it is. And I'm going to read from the book because I don't usually do tarot cards for this reading, for this weekly energy reading, but I have not really pulled any, I really haven't read from any books for actually straight tarot cards for a while. So, it's always good, I think, to take a look at what the, whoever has done the cards, kind of what the meaning, what they believe the meaning of each card is, kind of doing a deep dive. So let's see what we get, see what they, what the cards mean to them. And then of course we can do our own interpretations and see what we get, what energies we get around them also. So, all right, here we go. That is pulled the 3 cards for the week. I'm now shuffling for this is the Spirit Animal Oracle. This is the clarifying card. Let's see what we get for that. All right. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, first card I got was 13, which is death. I then got the 5 of Swords, and then I got the 9 of Swords. And for our clarifying card, I got Rabbit Spirit, which is 49, which reduces down to 13, right? 9, 11, 12, 13, which is 13, which reduces to a 4. If you're into numerology, 4 being like a foundation, like the 4 legs of a table, so a sturdy foundation. And it does say Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. So let's get right into it. The first card that I'm going to look up here is, of course, 13, and this is the Death card. Let's see what we get. And I love this this Death card. In the artwork here, it has this rising phoenix, and it also has this butterfly. I'm not going to read every single thing, but I'm going to read a little bit here. It says, death represents change and letting go, but also transformation, renewal, and promise of rebirth. There is no death without some sort of rebirth. The death key's number is 13, thought by some as an unlucky number, but this is the author, I prefer to think of it as a challenging number and one of transformation and resurrection. When some view this card, they think immediately of a physical death. In the tarot, the death card can symbolize the death of one's ego, the ending of a project, relationship pattern, or some emotional or physical experience. A part of you or something in your life is dying. Change is at hand and is out of your control. It is impending. Resistance brings fear and dread, not wanting to feel the pain and sadness. Strangely, the death key is your ally, reminding you of the ever-changing cycles of life. The experience of death and rebirth are constantly occurring around us, transforming the present into new days, seasons, lives, and paths. Death brings completion with the opportunity of restart and renewal. The death key promises if you release what you cling to so dearly, it will transform the dark unknowing into the light of a bigger picture and perspective. As a cycle in your life comes to an end, the seed of something else is in the offering. Death of any sort is a fearful experience. Shamanic initiation rituals takes one into a trial death experience, tricking the ego into thinking it has died a physical death, and then taking it back through the portal of rebirth into the world. When you go through your own cycle of death and rebirth, it raises your awareness to a higher understanding of your life purpose. It is a sobering experience and never easy, thus the reason you fear it. The Death Key usually brings some of the greatest transformations and changes into your life. It brings you to your knees and eliminates what is false and isn't working. It shifts you from your stagnation. It takes you through the dark portal of unknowing into the light, bringing new opportunity, deeper spiritual understanding, and gratitude for life. The Death Key wants you to confront what you resist. You may be reluctant to let go, but it only creates more pain with no completion or healing and no opportunity for rebirth. Death assists you in releasing your demons. When times are difficult, it wants you to trust in the divine. Your faith in the divine and the love in your heart will pull you through the darkness. Every moment is a new experience if you are open to it. Acceptance is key in releasing fear and pain. If your heart does not resist, your spirit will be filled with the grace of divine light, and you will come back from the darkness renewed like the first breath of spring. The Death Key represents challenging changes in your life. Your remembrance of the Death Key experience will leave an impression on your heart and soul. As the waves of healing, love, and time slowly soothe the pain of the dark void within, your life can shift to embrace all, the light and the dark, and in your soul, you will know you are richer for it. A beautiful card and a beautiful, I think a beautiful explanation of that card. Okay, and now we have the Five of Swords. Let's get here to the Five of Swords. This is very interesting. Let's see. Oh, am I going this way? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Five of Swords. It says, the Five of Swords is one of the more challenging cards of the minors. The Five of Swords brings conflict, fear, and a strong feeling of defeat. It signals unrest and chaos internally and externally. Feelings of uncertainty, discord, and anxiety scatter your thoughts. You are at a crossroad trying to navigate out of the darkness of confusion into the light of clarity. The Five of Swords brings big medicine to the table. It helps you confront your demons. The key to the Five of Swords is to step back from the discord, quiet yourself, become aware of your reality, view it without judgment, and align with the values of your higher self. Forgive yourself and others. The gift of the Five of Swords is the strength to move away from conditioned negative thinking and feelings that don't support you, opening you to freedom and peace of mind and peace in your heart. The Five of Swords brings many levels of negative energy that need to be addressed, cleansed, and healed. It can place you in unfortunate circumstances, putting you in a difficult and challenging position. This card invokes the ugliness in life and the personality. Cruelty, hostility, betrayal, dishonesty, slander, quarrels, jealousy, abuse, hate, and war are some of the expressions of the Five of Swords when it stirs up your demons. Either you become a victim of your life's circumstances, or your repressed fears and pain push you to treat another unjustly. Others become victims to your dark words and actions, falsely empowering you and disempowering them. It can go either way. It's a vicious circle that needs to stop. Metaphorically, the soul, heart, intellect, and body suffer as you fall from grace. With the Five of Swords, your shadow personality has been activated, bringing up some unpleasant aspects of yourself that have been ignored or suppressed. What you resist is fighting to be reckoned with and be healed. Misfortunes in life bring an awakening that change and transform stuck energy into new energy of growth. When the Five of Swords appears, take a deep breath and prepare yourself. The Five of Swords signals the power struggle between the ego and the heart. Defeat on both sides is occurring. Communication with others is poor, resulting in conflicts. Relationships hit the rocky shores of separation. You may be feeling victimized and helpless, or projecting those feelings onto someone else. The Five of Swords calls for reconnection to your higher values and morals of soul self, repairing the bridge between the mind and the heart, taming the ego. It's time to take the steps to begin shifting and cleansing negative energies, opening yourself to healing by looking deeply at who you really are and who you are not. You are constantly creating and recreating your karma. In the image of the Five of Swords, the background is split in half, showing the dualities of your light and the dark energies, the unconscious and self-conscious. The pattern of hearts, emotions, and swords, intellect, and conflict symbolize the inner struggle of the self, trying to sort out the confusion and the conflict. The cross represents the unfoldment of man in the physical realm, bringing challenge and potential to live a full life of stretching, growing, and creating. The cross suggests faith, transcendence, and healing, as well as the balance between the spiritual and material realm. The green star depicts man's physical being and free choice to create what he wants in this world. The heart is being pierced by 5 swords. The swords form an upside-down star, bringing unrest, fear, and despair. The battered swords indicate struggle between the 4 elements of the physical self with the spiritual self. Each sword has a colored handle: yellow, air, swords, intellect; red, fire, wands, will; blue, water, cups, emotions; green, earth, pentacles, physical; and white, spirit, connected to the divine. So there we go, right? Our inner and our outer, you know, the dark and the light that we bring. And then we have the 9 of Swords. So let's see what we have here with the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords enters late at night when you are feeling the most vulnerable. Guilt, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and suffering torture you, leaving you alone, locked in your personal prison where isolation and loneliness prevail. Your inner demons haunt you with fear and doubt, causing emotional pain and anguish. The 9 of Swords is epitome of the dark night of the soul. The key of the 9 of Swords is to recognize, confront, and work through your pain. Be it through meditation, spiritual guidance, counseling, or prayer, you need to shift the energy so the painful situation will pass. The gift of the 9 of Swords is the realization that you are not alone, but connected to the greater whole. You are a soldier of the light and need to forever follow that loving light with every thought you make and action you take. With the 9 of Swords, you've created your personal dungeon. All the negative actions or thoughts you have suppressed and avoided come back full circle to haunt you. These thought patterns and actions have imprisoned you in a web of circumstances where it seems impossible to free yourself. The mind, the ego, is being tortured with no apparent escape. Your first instinct is to blame others or circumstances for your situation, but hiding behind that dark shield won't work anymore. Spirit has brought you to your knees to face your personal demons, putting you back on the path of love and light. It is time to confront these dark places and demons. Neutralize them by shifting your focus from negative thinking to a higher consciousness. The 9 of Swords symbolizes any circumstances that troubles your heart and mind, signaling a time of retreating from the outer world as you process worry, deep grief, or loss. It's time for releasing pain and cleansing the heart and soul so healing can occur. The lost part in your heart can never be filled, but with time, if you allow yourself to be in the light of love, your heart will open again. The 9 of Swords speaks of collective world sorrow, pain, and suppression. You are part of the universal web. Each soul's action of creating or experiencing suffering and sorrow affects the cellular makeup of each strand of the web. You are here to heal your karma and bring light and strength into your mind, soul, body, and spirit. With healing comes the intuitive knowledge of your purpose and how it impacts the web of creation. Once you have accomplished and understand this, you begin to follow your destiny, learning how you can use your God-given talents to help serve the greater whole. The realization that we are all connected and that we are here not only to bring the light of healing into our hearts and souls, but also to share that light and love globally and universally to heal the collective soul of all of us. The 9 of Swords is one of the more difficult cards to work through. Life will bring us the 9 of Swords in many different guises. It can be a painful experience, but if you have the courage to grasp the light, to climb the ladder of swords, it will lead you to great healing and transformation. Within the image of the 9 of Swords, a woman is brought to her knees by sorrow. She is a prisoner in her own dungeon of suffering. Her inner demons come to haunt her with fear, anguish, and worry. The spider's tapestry web hangs behind her, symbolizing the macrocosm of the universe and the microcosm of our lives. The 4 cycles of the moon on the tapestry symbolizes life's ever-changing cycle. The stars on the web represent that we are part of this web of life, and with each action and thought, we are continually recreating it. This web symbolizes the life that we make for ourselves and the universal connection we share with humanity. The 9 swords hang in the air behind her as a mental reminder how we can block ourselves from our connection to the divine. Each sword opposes the next, showing the mental opposition of the torture mind. One can also view the swords as a ladder, giving the woman an opportunity to climb out of her mental anguish to the open window and the starry night. A spider is descending down from the top right to see if anything is caught in its web. Spiders can cause fear, but also represent creativity and the ability to weave your destiny. The white butterfly symbolizes purity and transformation. This butterfly has escaped the spider's web and ascends toward the open window, freeing the soul from entrapment. The little mouse symbolizes inner faith, courage, and vision to move beyond the perceived blocks and suffering of your small world. Mouse reminds you to be conscious of every step you take. Wow. Okay. I love this. Okay. I don't usually get cards like that are this deep and dark and kind of heavy, but you know what? I think they're very appropriate for this week. And then, isn't this interesting? It's time for transformation for us, isn't it, my friends? With this, don't forget we had the Death card, and then we have the 5 of Swords. Like we're kind of, many of us, not all of us, but many of us are really, I think, yes, it's all, it's love and light and happiness. But many of us, I think, are struggling, aren't we, with our, our inner demons, our shadow selves, what's going on in the world. I mean, we're no different than anyone else. This has been happening, since time began. But then we also get, I've never looked at this 9 of Swords as like these swords being like the ladder that we can use to climb up. And this beautiful, like this butterfly of transformation. And I don't even, and this little mouse way down here, right? Also working through things and moving forward. And then this beautiful open window where we can move through. And the spider, I don't even know where the spider is, to be honest with you. I don't even see it. Oh, well, here's the spider web. But the spider web, making that web of, spinning that web of transformation and making a new web that we can use to like move forward in our transformation. And then the interesting thing that I'm getting from all of this, there's many interesting things, of course, but then we get this clarifying card, which I'm going to read about, which is Rapid Spirit. Now is a lucky time. Where is this? I'm fascinated. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. I would not think that this card would come up. But let's see what the message is. A sunny meadow calls, and Rabbit Spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren and into the light, so you can participate in a fertile and beautiful experience. It may seem safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co-creating something new. You are being invited into a new life that you have no experience with, but have no fear. Oh, this is getting, like the plot thickens, I'm getting the chills, but have no fear. Today is also a time to be fruitful and productive as you enjoy Rabbit Spirit's sunny and prolific energy. At this time, whatever you intend to bring to life will find fertile ground. There are no mistakes, really, when you are co-creating with Spirit. So let new ideas spring to the surface, knowing that now is a lucky time of tremendous possibility. It says protection message. Vulnerability is required of you now, even if you don't feel safe. Act as if you trust that you will be okay, and soon you will see that you are okay. To create is to take risks. So at this fortunate, fertile time, banish your fears and recognize the real security is in immersing yourself in the process of co-creation. It's okay to admit that you really don't know how to deal with whatever is in front of you. This is where curiosity and not knowing can be a wonderful state of mind. Be playful now, admitting you are at the beginning of something. Come on out to frolic in the sun's nurturing light. because it is time to birth something new. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just getting the chills. While we're down here, right? We're down here in our dungeon. We're down here in our shadow self. We're down here, like, but yet we are at the, like, we're at the precipice of starting this whole new world. We're at the beginning steps. So yeah, we're kind of bumbling up and we don't really know what's our next step. We don't know what's going on. We don't know. We don't maybe know inside ourselves what direction we're going in. What direction is the world going in? What direction are we? What are we doing? I mean, that next step, what is it? We're not happy maybe what the next step might be. We don't know. We're afraid. But you know what? Rabbit Spirit says, but this is exactly what we need. We need things to kind of come down. Yeah, we kind of have to go down in our dungeon and get a little bit fearful and get, like, kind of regroup. But we also need to move forward and come out into the sun and frolic and have fun and say, you know what? Yeah, we don't really know what's going on, but you know what? That's okay too, because a whole new world is beginning. Wow, what a cool message. Oh my gosh, I'm getting the vapors. Like, this is like such a cool message because it's so, to me, apropos for what is all going on. It's so, like, it is such, like, a valid message for me, hopefully for you too. But if it isn't, if it doesn't resonate, that's okay too, my friends. It doesn't matter. It's like these cards, I'm reading like Five of Swords and Nine of Swords, and I'm like, yeah, it's just so, like, really this dark, heavy, like, energy. And I think in some ways, many of us are feeling it, okay? And just like, you know, what's next? And what are we doing? And yet we have the Death card. Oh, death, but it's rebirth. And Rabbit Spirit, rebirth. And, you know, birthing new things and coming out of the darkness and saying, you know what? I'm a little bit fearful of things. I'm a lot fearful of things maybe, but I'm ready to move forward. And I think that's just really so, so wonderful. Beautiful. And this 4, remember, this comes a 4, building things on a new, firmer foundation. The 4 legs of a table. I said that earlier. This 49 comes down to the number 4, which is firm foundation, happiness, fun, frolicking. What a beautiful message for this week. My friends, if you have something to move forward on, baby steps if you're ready, right? Only you know if you're ready to move forward. And sometimes we need to stay in our little rabbit hole, right? And kind of just think things through and kind of just, you know, what the words just can't kind of lick our wounds still a little bit. Certainly nothing wrong with that at all. Whatever you need to do, that's what's right for you. But there you go. That's the message for this week. Wow, kind of emerging for some new things from the darkness. And I just heard, like, that heart-mind coherence. Heart-mind coherence. I love that. All right, my friends. Anyway, so here we go. I'm shuffling this Enchanted Map Oracle Cards. Let's do our 3-card pick and see what we get. I mean, wow. I just felt like I just had, like, my own rebirth here. Like, it seemed like so dark. The message was, like, so heavy and so, like, oh. And then it was like, yeah. But it doesn't have to be. We can take all that. You know, the opposite of fear is love. The other end of fear is love. Love that. All right, so here we go. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get on to this 3-card pick. And here we go. I love it. Card 1, card 2, card 3. 1, 2, 3, pick which card resonates with you. If you picked card 1, you got a 54, which is a 9, getting ready to move forward. And the word here is encouragement. Let me see. I'm going to read these very quickly because I'm not at all familiar with these cards. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored, and the nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. You will get the help you need and won't be alone in your quest. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You are on the right path. Keep going. If you picked card 2, I love this. You got number 3, which says the Wizard of Awareness. Card 2, Wizard of Awareness. Mindfulness is about being observant and remaining neutral about what goes on in the world around you. This applies to the environment within you too. If you struggle inside yourself, stepping into an observer position gives you a new powerful perspective that neutralizes any discomfort or overexcitement. You have the capacity to see things clearly now, unencumbered by opinion or desire. Wearing the world as a loose garment requires you to adopt a sense that nothing that happens to you is personal. People come and go, experiences evolve from one state to another in a continual shifting and change, no matter how much you want things to stay the same. The Wizard of Awareness asks you to give up your need to define or limit what you're experiencing now. It's all good. Let it be and watch the miracle unfold without any direct influence from you. I love that. That's really good advice for anybody, for all of us. And if you pick card 3, 43, details, details. This is the time to be aware of the fine print in all areas of your life. Look at the details and leave the broad strokes for another time. When this card appears in a reading, it's a sign to finesse a project, make small but meaningful gestures, or add a personal touch to your correspondence. Be aware that what you need to know lies in the details. If you're entering into an agreement of any kind, pay attention to them before, not after, when it's too late. Clarity and transparency are key. You can gain great understanding by observing the minute body language, offhand remarks, and fleeting facial expressions that reveal the larger picture. All right, there we go, my friends. I will see you tomorrow for our weekend energy reading and a 3-card pick. Namaste.